New touchless pickpocketing scam allows easy access to your credit cards.
Over half of families in the United States have experienced some sort of gun violence.
New Denton marijuana laws are not being upheld by police.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV Nightly News.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us on ntTV Nightly News. I'm Peter Rabel.
And I'm Avery Callens. Everman PD examined the former house of Noel Rodriguez Alvarez and his family. The front porch was removed and cadaver dogs were brought in. Police now believe that there used to be human remains located in the shed behind the house after the dogs alerted on 2 different scents. They also confirmed that the boy's stepfather was seen disposing of a large carpet the night before the family fled to Turkey. The cadaver dogs also alerted on this carpet. No remains have been found, and we will keep you updated as we learn more.
Gun violence continues to increase here in the States, so much so that a new survey finds that about 54% of all U.S. adults have been affected by gun-related violence. This includes actually being the victim of a firearm or having a family member being a victim of gun violence. According to the survey, 20% of adults have had a family member killed by a gun, and the same number have been threatened themselves. 17% have witnessed an injury from a shooting. The impact of gun violence is both physical and emotional, with long-term consequences on adults and children. That impact on children has become a shocking statistic. Guns are the leading cause of death for children between the ages of 1 and 18 years old. Guns now top auto accidents as the main cause of childhood death. Dr. Scott Hadland, the chief of adolescent medicine from Massachusetts General Hospital, says childhood gun injuries are epidemic and gun safety is critical.
Every pediatrician that I know has experienced treating gun injuries, and guns are the leading cause of death in children and adolescents in the United States. And about 1/3 of children in the U.S. live in a household that has a gun. So it's really important that pediatricians talk to families and make sure that they're storing their guns safely.
And while storing guns in the home is critical to protect children, officials are beginning to look more closely at actions to create stronger gun laws.
The impact of yesterday's mass shooting in Louisville, Kentucky is just the latest event that has people questioning the issue of gun violence. 5 people died in that mass shooting, and tonight police say the shooter live-streamed the attack but met to quickly remove the video from Instagram. Investigators have that video as well and are trying to use it to piece together a timeline of the attack. Laura Aguirre takes a look at what city and state officials said today.
As Louisville police laid out the facts of Monday's deadly bank shooting,
he purchased the weapon used on April the 4th legally from one of the local dealerships here in Louisville.
Officials were clear on the broader public safety threat of gun violence.
We know he texted or called at least one person to let them know he was suicidal and contemplating harm. But we don't have the tools on the books to deal with someone who is an imminent danger to themselves or to others.
Some leaders who spoke Tuesday had close ties to one of those killed or injured.
I knew Tommy well. His wife even worked with my wife for a time at a company here in town.
Yesterday, I've lost a very close friend in another workplace shooting.
Officer Nicholas Wilt just graduated from the police academy on March 31st. I just swore him in.
Officer Wilt remains in critical condition at the University of Louisville Hospital.
For 15 years, I've cared for victims of violence and gunshot wounds. And people say I'm tired, but I'll be answered. It's more than tired. I'm weary. When you hear someone screaming, "Mommy," or "Daddy," it just becomes too hard day in and day out.
We need policies in place that will keep this from happening again, so that thoughts and prayers do not have to be offered to yet another community ripped apart by the savage violence coming from guns.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Meanwhile, the governor of Tennessee is calling for tougher gun laws and a restriction of firearm purchases. A mass shooting that killed 3 children and 3 staff members 2 weeks ago are the reason.
Important that we find a way to remove individuals who are a threat to themselves or to our society, to remove them from access to weapons.
Governor Bill Lee wants a bill passed which will require state officials to review the current purchasing process to separate dangerous people from firearms. A new executive order is already an effort to report criminal activity to the state within 72 hours.
Well, in the meantime, the weather across North Texas seems to be transitioning into our warmer early summer temperatures. Avery, what do you think?
Yes, finally. We are finally starting to see some consistency. So let's see what our weather anchor Brooke Deering has for us today.
Thanks, guys. Well, surprisingly, there's not much to report on the weather this week other than the fact that the sun is shining and is planning to stay. If we take a look at our current conditions, the temperature right now is at 75 degrees, and with those 9-mile-per-hour winds, it's been a nice day. We felt a cool breeze, and the clouds have cleared out. Now, if we take a look at tonight's conditions, the temperature is going to just step into the 60s. We're seeing the temperature at 65 degrees with winds slowing down to 7 miles per hour. Now, the skies are clear, and we're going to see those clear skies carry into tomorrow. If we take a look at tomorrow's conditions, we're going to go back up into the 70s. We're seeing temperatures at 76 degrees, so just a little bit warmer than today, but those winds are going to pick up to 10 miles per hour, and we're going to feel that cool breeze. Now, I'll be back later in the show for your full weather update. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Brooke. Credit card users are being issued a new warning about the safety of their funds. Reporter Madison Myers has a story. Madison?
That's right, Peter. A new viral video is demonstrating how just bumping into someone could lose you a lot of cash. It's in large crowds like this where all it takes is one tap for your card to be charged. The company Swipe Skims posted the video on TikTok and received over 6 million views and comments from people saying that they've experienced this at local bars and clubs. The video shows a man placing a regular plastic card in his wallet and then in his pocket. Another man with a card reader in his pocket proceeds to bump into the man with a card. A third man then holds up a phone that shows how the man with the card just unknowingly gave the man with the card reader $1. Although this is just a demonstration, the video has installed fear in many viewers, especially after so many comments of people saying that they've experienced this firsthand. Now, this isn't the only way that scammers are targeting large crowds. Our live shot reporter, Sebastian Nava, has more on how charging your phone could drain your wallet. Sebastian?
Thanks, Maddie. Now, a lot of people usually see this public charging station, and they probably breathe a huge sigh of relief when their phone is low on battery. But now experts are saying a lot of people should just look at this public charging station and keep on walking. The FBI is now warning against using public charging stations that could be found in places such as airports, malls, and hotels for fears that they could be used to spread malware and monitoring software on your devices. Cybersecurity experts say that if you notice your phone is losing battery faster, moving slowly, overheating, if you see any changes in your settings, or any unusually high data usage, your device may be compromised. Using newer technology is recommended to charge your phone, such as a USB-C cable, a charging-only cable, or a wireless charger. Another recommendation is to click the Don't Trust option when your device asks if you trust the device you plug your phone into, since it may be an indicator that the device is doing more than just charging your phone. Now, while the FBI has yet to release any specific data about this new juice-jacking trend, internet scams still cost Americans roughly over $10.3 billion each year. Now, that's all I have from here at the Union. Now back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Sebastian. After the break, we discussed Denton's new Marijuana Act and how Denton police are handling it.
And the Biden administration reaches out for community input on how to regulate AI with concerns about its rapid evolution.
Can I see your voter registration, please? All right, you're good. No registration, no entry. All right. Let me see your voter registration card, please.
I'm not registered to vote.
No registration, no entry.
Dude, my friends are already in there.
No registration, no entry.
What the?
Join the club. Register to vote today.
I'm here to rescue you.
Oh, my prince.
No so fast.
This store is going to be awesome.
Decriminalization in Denton seemed to be a possibility, but the city has not followed through to enforce it. The movement for marijuana decriminalization is called Proposition B, and the debate behind its enforcement has caused some local political turmoil. Last week, I had the opportunity to speak with the head of Decriminalize Denton, Deb Armator, to learn more about what the tension this bill has caused. Achieving 70% support citywide, the chief of police sent a memo saying marijuana arrests have always been and will continue to be a low priority.
They are continuing to operate along the guidelines of business as usual. They are following business as usual. They are not following Proposition B.
This stirs up some political tension as District 3 members move to remove their representative, Jesse Davis, for not supporting the proposition. Head of Decriminalize Denton, Deb Armator, explains why the citizens of District 3 have chosen to do so.
So that is an attack on our democracy here in Denton. It's about much more now than marijuana.
Since its election date, 52 arrests have been made under conditions that Proposition B would have protected them from. Both city management and the police chief say the proposition is in violation of state law, but writers of the Proposition B claim it was created to specifically conform to state law. This building right in front of me is where the debate continues, but it is not the only building in the state of Texas that is doing so. House Bill 218 is a statewide marijuana decriminalization bill that was approved by state legislator in early March. However, this bill still needs to be approved by the Texas House, state, and governor before it can become law. It might take some time, but it seems that marijuana decriminalization is slowly but surely making its way into Texas law. The election that will ultimately decide the fate of Proposition B in Denton is taking place May 6th. Early voting begins on April 24th, and you can check out the voting locations on the City of Denton website.
UNT's annual art market is in full swing at the Library Mall. Our live reporter Maya Nicholson is at the event. Maya, how's the event going?
Thanks, Peter. It's going great. UNT's Division of Student Affairs hosts this art market once a year. This free event started early this afternoon and is just now starting to wrap up. This year, the Art Mart had more than 70 local vendors out here selling and showcasing their creations. It had tons of live performances and free food throughout the day. Their vendors are out here selling things from crochet gifts to even henna body art. I'm hearing that they had interactive workshops for people to create their own art. Tell me, Jasmine, one sentence, what did people miss out on this year at the Art Mart?
There were a lot of great and unique artists and vendors here, all showing their own style. It was really great to see.
Alrighty, make sure to check out
Custom Jewels by Jay on Instagram.
Thanks. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Maya. Well, it was a busy night here at UNT. Nearly 3,000 people gathered yesterday to meet former actress and famed author Jeanette McCurdy. In a moderated panel, McCurdy spoke about the experiences written in her tell-all book, I'm Glad My Mom Died, and what she did prior to writing her novel. She gave advice to the audience about the importance of therapy and what comes next in her journey. McCurdy made the 2022 Time 100 Next list, which includes new and emerging creators around the world. She is working on a new movie with the same title of her book that takes place after the events of her novel, and she is also currently starting new drafts of a new novel.
And there's still more activity on UNT campus tomorrow for students who want to become teachers. UNT is partnering with TWU to hold an Aspiring Teachers Career Fair. So if you're interested, more than 100 potential employers will have tables set up in the Union Ballroom. You'll have a chance to talk about internships and jobs. The employers come from school districts across North Texas, and most students of all majors are students of all majors are welcome. And just a quick tip: business attire is recommended.
I saw there was a low of 47 degrees this week, and I thought it was supposed to be springtime. Well,
It might be 47 degrees, but it's not going to feel like it. If we take a look at our local map right now, we're going to see temperatures in the 70s, between 72 and 76 degrees. We're seeing Denton still at that 75 degrees, but we're seeing our middle degree temperatures in Bowie, Gainesville, and Sherman all at 74 degrees. Now, we're seeing cooler temperatures over in Paris and Sulphur Springs. Paris at 72 degrees and Sulphur Springs at 73 degrees. Now, if we take a look at our regional map, we're going to see those temperatures get a little bit warmer. We're going to see those 70s still over here in Denton, Oklahoma City, Austin, Houston, and Shreveport, but it's going to be a little bit warmer over here in El Paso at 84 degrees and Amarillo at 85 degrees. Now, if we take a look at our 7-day forecast, we're going to see how those low temperatures are going to drop. Now, it's going to get a little bit cooler this weekend. We're seeing that sun all week. We're seeing the highs of 80s Thursday and Friday, with both Thursday and Friday at 81 degrees. But this Saturday and Sunday, we're seeing the high drop to 78 degrees and 75 degrees. Those lows being even lower at 48 degrees on Saturday and 51 degrees on Sunday. Now, we're seeing a little bit of clouds on Friday and Tuesday, so that will be nice. And the rain chance, it goes up a little bit on Tuesday. So hopefully we don't see too much rain, but this week is going to be a nice week. That's all I have for weather. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Brooke. It looks like we do. Yeah, we have some really nice weather coming up to look forward to.
Yes, Peter. And did you also know, I think we actually all have something to look forward to from Chipotle.
Oh, what's that?
Well, you'll have to find out from our Living Green reporter, Kayla Bumpus. Kayla, what is Chipotle up to?
That's right, guys. Chipotle claims they are going green, and they mean more than just the guacamole. There's a new restaurant design that is fully electric and is predicted to reduce greenhouse emissions. The company states will be working with the wind and solar credits so that it can be run entirely on renewable energy. There are already 2 new restaurants that feature the design in both Virginia and Florida, and there are plans to build a 3rd in Colorado. Chipotle says that these new designs are just a part of their plan to reduce their greenhouse emissions by 50% by the year 2030. That's all I have today. Back to you at the desk. Stay green, Denton.
Thanks, Kayla. Now, you might be concerned about technology stealing your job, but tonight I'm concerned about mine with the creation of an AI news anchor. We have the story.
And find out what a bunny had to do to become part of the police force. Stay with us.
Did you know you have access to video equipment like DVDs, video games, and cameras? That's right, you do. Come on down to Chilton Library and fulfill your media dream. Located on the bottom floor next to the student sculpture. Hope to see you there soon. Hey girl, you know you look good. I like the way you move and groove.
I'm not sure. Has the weight of stress and anxiety ever felt too heavy to overcome? Wish there was a safe place to confide in? Wish granted. At UNT, we offer counseling and testing services to students located on the 3rd floor of Chestnut Hall. UNT, we're here for you.
I'm here to rescue you.
Oh, my friends.
No so fast.
This toy is going to be awesome.
The Biden administration is accepting public input for the next 2 months about how to regulate artificial intelligence. The agency said it plans to issue a report advising policymakers on the best ways to keep AI tools accountable. They said that means ensuring these tools are legal, effective, ethical, safe, and otherwise trustworthy. The deadline for public input is June 10th. If you're interested in joining the artificial intelligence movement, Google now has a way that you can get involved with improving its AI chat box, Bard. The company says it lets people check out Bard's latest features, improvements, and fixes, and give feedback. Additionally, Google is working to improve Bard's math and logic skills in its first update. It also says users who click Google it will be able to see broadly related topics.
And now the question of just how many jobs AI will be able to do. One I'm worried about is news anchor. Artificial intelligence has made another appearance at a news outlet, this time in Kuwait. On Saturday, a Middle Eastern media outlet introduced a virtual news anchor named Feta.
أنا فضة. أول مذيعة في الكويت تعمل بالذكاء الاصطناعي في مؤسسة كويت نيوز الإعلامية. ما هي نوعية الأخبار التي تفضلونها؟ لنسمع آراءكم.
The AI presenter is popular with the audience, and Feta can adopt various accents and will also be presenting news on the Kuwaiti Twitter account, which has over 1 million users. Hey Peter, now that college basketball is over, I'm excited to see what's coming up next in the sports community.
I agree. Let's hear what will make the headlines next with our sports anchor, Armando Berry. Armando?
Hey, Peter and Avery, we're on the cusp of the best time of the year for basketball fans. I'll update you on what's starting tonight when we return from break.
Has the weight of stress and anxiety ever felt too heavy to overcome? Wish there was a safe place to confide in? Wish granted. At UNT, we offer counseling and testing services to students located on the 3rd floor of Chestnut Hall. UNT, we're here for you.
Can I see your voter registration, please? All right, you're good. No registration, no entry. All right. Let me see your voter registration card, please.
I'm not registered to vote.
No registration, no entry.
Dude, my friends are already in there.
No registration, no entry.
What the?
Join the club. Register to vote today.
NBA fans, it is almost time for playoff basketball. Tonight is the start of the play-in basketball tournament, where teams seeded 7th through 10th in both conferences will compete for the final 2 spots. Let's get those times and teams for you. Let's look at it right now. The games start in the East when the Miami Heat will host the Atlanta Hawks tonight at 6:30 p.m. And in the West, the LA Lakers will host the Minnesota Timberwolves at 9:30 p.m. Let's go ahead and take a look at my personal picks. You see, I have the Heat winning at home simply because they have playoff Jimmy Butler. He's just different at that time. and I'm sure Trae Young will turn over the ball at some point. And the Lakers, they're going to win because the Timberwolves, they're struggling to stop punching each other in the face, and that's why Rudy Gobert is going to be suspended tonight. I'm sure it was a turbulent flight, not because of the skies. You can watch both games of tonight's doubleheader after the show on TNT. Moving on to the baseball diamond, Globe Life Field was a time last night. Rangers came out big against the Royals, so let's get into those highlights. Beautiful day. It was a beautiful day at the ballpark. Bottom of the third, Corey Seager slips one right field that just gets by the pitcher. That'll score Travis Jankowski for the Rangers. First lead for the Rangers game, 2-1. Now it's going to be the bottom of the sixth. The bases are loaded, and Adolis Garcia grand slams this one. Jankowski, Seager, and Nathaniel Lowe, they all score, and that's going to blow the top off of this game. Rangers win it 11-2. A huge part of keeping the Royals offense off the board, that was their pitcher, Andrew Heaney, who had 10 strikeouts, 9 in a row in just 5 innings. That's a franchise record. Here's what Heaney said after a performance that put him in elite company.
It's obviously really cool. You know, I don't think I need to say anything more about how great Nolan Ryan was. I mean, we all know that. Everybody knows that. So, like you said, just be mentioned with him is extremely, humbling. It's an honor. So.
First pitch for Game 2 tonight is at 7 p.m. There's been a big move made on the Texas high school football scene. Denton Braswell is bringing in Kent Lester from Waco University as their new head football coach and AD. Lester comes to Denton after a breakthrough season in Waco, where the school earned their first trip to the playoffs in 13 years and its first playoff win since 2009. Lester will take over for Cody Moore, who led the school in its first 7 seasons. The Bengals, they're hoping for a similar journey with Lester after finishing 3-7 in the 2022 season. That's your look at sports for tonight. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Armando. There are many fears that come with flying that include heights, claustrophobia, and the safety of your personal belongings. Those who have faced the unfortunate tragedy of losing their baggage now might have to worry about their precious items being put on display. A museum in Alabama is soon to open up to display some of these strange or fascinating items left in unclaimed baggage. The exhibit will be put on display by the Unclaimed Baggage Retail Store, which has been collecting merchandise from major airlines since 1970. Some of the items you can see are Egyptian artifacts, shrunken heads, and suits of armor. The exhibit will be opened on April 24th and for all who are interested. Now, I don't think I have to worry about any of my items being put on display because I think the most interesting thing I have in my suitcase is a family-sized pack of Oreos.
What are you taking a family-sized pack of Oreos with you for?
Just in case, you never know.
All right, well, that makes sense. Thank you so much for watching ntTV Nightly News.
Join us again tomorrow at noon and tomorrow evening at 6 here on North Texas Television.